Now, Kamala was also meeting with Zelensky. And what was interesting is it looks like she didn't want to take any questions, though. So Trump came out, was there, took a bunch of questions, as we saw. And there was a press briefing yesterday between Kamala and Zelensky. But when they were done speaking, she just bailed, bolted right out of the room, didn't take any questions from the media like Trump just did, and called it a day. Here's what that looked like. Yeah, so I guess they took no questions at all. And they did speak for about 10 minutes. And so here is a little bit of an excerpt on what that sounded like with Kamala. You can see they walked out, and here's the exchange. She's going to read something for us.
President Zelensky, it is good to see you again. This is our 7th visit together, and welcome back to Washington, D.C. As I have made clear on our 6 previous meetings and throughout Putin's brutal aggression and war.
Okay, so she reads.
Of the Ukrainian people.
Reads.
Instead, they are proposals for surrender.
Okay, reads.
Important, and we remember it. The format was.
Okay, then he's going to read some stuff. Let's see. No questions, right? Yep, no questions. Bye.
To 0. It's achievable. Thank you again. Thanks, America. Thanks to you, Madam Vice President. Slava Ukraine.
Okay, get the hell out of there. Bye. Yeah, see ya. No questions. Okay, so it's really pretty pathetic. And there was more of that. She was also dragging him around the White House and doing other things. You can see here's one scene that we saw over from Proud Army Brat. Shared this one. Said, oh yeah, they're just showing around, giving him a tour of the place. But she has no idea what she's doing. And she's not going to be in a position where she's going to solve any of this. Now, meanwhile, Biden met with Zelensky, and he's giving another $8 billion to Zelensky. Oh, gosh. $8 billion. Holy moly. That's a lot of super chats. You can see that Biden on Thursday announced another $8 billion in aid for Ukraine. Drawing down billions of dollars in military stockpiles that were at risk of expiring. So just give it to, it's, when the milk is going to go bad, you're like, you better use it. You don't want to, you want to use it before your bananas go bad. They go bad so quickly too. The announcement comes ahead of a Thursday meeting between Biden and Vice President. They all met. Biden came out, said, I'm happy to give him more money. He announced the Pentagon is giving $2.4 billion in security assistance through the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. And so Zelensky's been here just milking it, baby, just milking it. The greatest salesman on earth. And he also sat down with Joe Biden, who's barely functional. Let's listen to our actual president officially in his conversation with Zelensky.
That has been appropriated for Ukraine, period, by the end of my term, which is January 20. And this will strengthen Ukraine's position in future negotiations. Second, we look ahead to help Ukraine succeed in the long term. As you know better than anyone, as we said at the Washington summit, we have to support Ukraine in its path to membership to both the EU and to NATO, and continue to make reforms to counter corruption and strengthen democracy, which you're working mightily on right now.
Next page.
We have to ensure Ukraine has sufficient capabilities.
Got it. Let's see. Any questions?
It's really important for us to prevail.
Okay, so more reading garbage from both of them. And let's see. Any questions? Get out. Where's the big check? Joe Biden should just give a big check out. Here you go. That should be a requirement. Every time that there's a transfer of money, it should come in the form of a big check, just so we can all see it. It'll make it that much more palpable, right? You can feel it. All right, here you go. $8 billion signed, U.S. taxpayers. Here you go. That way we can all feel it. You can't feel it right now. And it's just a big grift. So that's what they should do. And they should also bring out one of those wacky inflatable arm guys too. And clowns for the whole show, because that's what this is. All right, so Biden was there. Zelensky is going to be $8 billion richer. And the war will carry on. All right, now you can see it's just one giant grift. Now, this has also been interesting. Comer is going to start investigating the Harris-Biden administration and their use of taxpayer-funded resources to fly Zelensky back out. So now he's looking into this. He said, hey, Merrick Garland, in 2019, the House of Representatives impeached Trump for his abuse of power under the theory that he attempted to use a foreign leader, Zelensky, to benefit his presidential campaign. Remember that? Despite a lack of any evidence of wrongdoing on that. But now the Biden-Harris administration flew Zelensky out into Pennsylvania, which is the trickiest battleground state for Vice President Kamala to win. So they brought him out to basically campaign, right, to sign artillery shells and stuff like that. And I think, let's see where this goes, but I think an appropriate distinction would be, it's okay to meet with leaders of countries. That's what he does. He's a leader. You meet with other leaders. You meet with prospective nominees. You do all of that. But I don't think you go and hang out with governors and Democratic senators in battleground states and sign artillery shells. The committee wants to determine if they are trying to use a foreign leader and whether this was an abuse of power. Now, the committee seeks to understand the circumstances that led and any facts that could justify transporting Zelensky on Department of Air Force aircraft to Pennsylvania to introduce government officials to Zelensky about the war. Zelensky's itinerary included a stop in Pennsylvania to meet with Shapiro, until recently considered a potential VP candidate. Now, the New Yorker published an interview with Zelensky that we read, in which he made multiple critical comments about the Trump-Vance ticket. Zelensky said that Trump's, it's all the same letter. Oh, he didn't give us the full letter? Oh, so he sent the same letter to a bunch of different people. Comer, why did you do this? Hello, oversight, goofballs. All right, let's see if they published that anywhere. See if that's on their official September 25th. Let's see, is this the one? Yeah, here's the one. So they published their full letter here. And so let's continue on. And we'll get the red pen out while we're here. Why not? But here's how the letter continues. Yeah, they said Zelensky said that Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, is, quote, too radical. Politicking. He further stated that his belief that Trump and his administration would not be able to stop the war, despite this being one of Trump's main campaign platforms, and the peace in the region under the entirety of former Trump's administration. It was all peaceful at the time. Now, this rhetoric coming from Zelensky, released in anticipation of a U.S. taxpayer-funded visit, we paid for that, about the current administration's political opponent, is highly concerning. The committee is investigating any coordination or communication between Biden and Harris, Shapiro's office, and Zelensky. They impeached Trump for this, for the use or the solicitation of government property to politically benefit Kamala. Now, because of the DOJ, at your direction, is highly focused on combating election interference from Pootie-Poo, the committee requests the DOJ investigate the Biden-Harris administration's coordination with the Ukrainian government about Zelensky's itinerary while in America. Now, you recently stated the DOJ will be relentless in countering and disrupting attempts by Russia and Iran, but Ukraine's left out of that, even though Trump got assassinated by a pro-Ukrainian lunatic, almost got assassinated by. Now, as well as China or any other foreign malign actor to interfere in our elections. Now, the committee believes that no foreign actor, whether or not deemed malign, shall interfere by the DOJ, should be permitted to do that. Now, thus, the committee seeks information from the DOJ. Specifically, we want the following documents, all right? Any communication or information, both internal and external, about Zelensky's visit to the U.S. Please provide these documents as soon as possible, but no later than October 2nd, to provide documents to the committee and let us know, because we're investigating that. We're Congress. We have the right to do this under Rule 10. Thank you, your friend, James Comer. And I think that's valid. Why are they flying him around, right? Zelensky wants to come over here. They just indicted Adams for free flights. Now they're giving Zelensky free flights. They should indict Kamala as well. We'll see what Comer gets out of that. I think that if Trump did something like this, they would have a meltdown. And maybe they will. Zelensky went to Trump Tower and hung out with him, and they gave a press conference. That might be true. And Kamala did the same thing. And I think it's customary to meet with the prospective nominees because you may be working with them. But then going out and actually campaigning with Shapiro and the other Democratic senator and signing artillery shells and giving interviews in the New Yorker and blasting Trump, that is what crosses the line. And it seems like it's being enabled by the Harris administration, for which they impeached Trump for having a phone call with Zelensky. We'll keep our eye on that one as well.